All right, let's get into this. We're going to break down a really gripping story. It's all about a high-stakes escape plan that goes catastrophically wrong. But, and this is the cool part, out of that total failure, something incredible happens. We're talking loyalty, betrayal, and somehow finding a huge win in what looks like a complete and utter loss.
So, where does it all start? With this, a single, super cryptic note. There's no name, just this chillingly urgent command, burn this as soon as read. You can just feel the danger, right? It's a message that demands action right now, no questions asked, and it's basically the spark that's about to light a very, very dangerous fuse.
Okay, so this mysterious letter finds its way to our narrator and his good friend Herbert, and they know exactly what this is about. It's a signal. The window to get their friend Provis safely out of the country is closing, and it's closing fast. A man's life is literally hanging in the balance, and now it's all on them. With stakes that high, there's absolutely no time to waste. They immediately kick a detailed, clandestine plan into gear. The goal? Sneak Provis out of London by boat, right down the river. Every single piece of this has to go off without a hitch. So take a look at this. This wasn't some half-baked idea. This was a plan. I mean, a detailed, 6-step operation. They thought of everything, right? Who's going to row the boat, exactly when and where to meet Provis, where they'll hide out for the night, all leading up to intercepting that steamer to Hamburg. It's supposed to be flawless, totally foolproof. You know, or so they hoped.
So, on a cold Wednesday morning, they're off. Herbert and their friend Startop are at the oars, just rowing with this steady, constant rhythm that they keep up all day long. You can imagine the tension in the boat, the cold air. With every mile they put between themselves and the city, that feeling of both danger and hope just gets stronger and stronger.
And when they finally pick up Provis, he's overwhelmed with gratitude. What's amazing, though, is that he's actually the calmest guy on the boat. He's not worried about the danger. His mind is on the narrator and his future and seeing him live as a gentleman somewhere far away. He's totally at peace with it all.
After a really tense night at an inn by the river, and then a whole morning of more rowing, they finally see it. That little plume of smoke on the horizon. It's the Hamburg steamer. This is it. The last piece of the puzzle. Freedom is so, so close. They start getting their bags ready, saying their goodbyes, and then it all falls apart. Just when it looks like they've pulled it off, the river, their path to freedom, suddenly becomes a trap. In one shocking, heart-stopping moment, their perfect little plan gets completely blown out of the water. Out of nowhere, this police boat just appears, positioning itself perfectly to cut them off. It's fast, it's deliberate, and it's painfully obvious this is no accident. They've been followed. They've been hunted. An officer on the other boat just calls out, leaving zero room for doubt. He identifies Provis by his real name, Abel Magwitch, and formally demands his surrender. Any tiny shred of hope they had for a quiet getaway is just gone. The game is well and truly up. But Magwitch doesn't give up. Not yet. In this flash of pure rage and recognition, he lunges toward this cloaked figure on the other boat and rips the disguise away. And who is it? Of course, it's the other convict, the man who's been haunting his past and has now come back to betray him one last time. So this confrontation on the water just explodes into violence. The two old enemies lock eyes, and in an instant, the whole thing just descends into chaos, dragging their well-laid plan right down into the dark water with them. The two boats crash into each other, and Magwitch and his enemy go over the side, locked in this desperate fight. The jolt is so violent that it actually capsizes their escape boat, and now everyone is thrown into the freezing river. Magwitch is pulled from the water. He's alive, but he's badly hurt, injuries to his chest and head, and they immediately put him in chains. The escape has failed in the most spectacular way you can imagine. Magwitch is captured, and his betrayer, he's just gone, vanished under the waves, probably drowned.
And yet, in the quiet, devastating aftermath of all this, something really incredible happens. The plan is in ruins, sure, but a really profound and unexpected emotional victory starts to take shape. This failure on the water actually forges an unbreakable bond.
And this is the real turning point. You have to understand, seeing Magwitch like this, hunted, wounded, chained up, it triggers a total 180 in the narrator's feelings. All that disgust and shame he used to feel, it just evaporates. He's no longer looking at a criminal. He's seeing a loyal, generous man who risked absolutely everything for him.
Even in this moment of complete and utter defeat, Magwitch isn't thinking about himself. He tells the narrator he's content, that he's okay. All he cares about is that the narrator's future as a gentleman is secure. It's just a moment of pure, selfless dedication.
And in response, the narrator makes this vow, a promise that's literally forged in the wreckage of their escape plan. He pledges unwavering loyalty. He promises to be just as true to Magwitch as Magwitch has always been to him. Their bond, a real bond of affection, is finally sealed.
So that leaves us with this question, right? The escape plan was an absolute disaster, a total failure. But it led to this moment of profound truth and loyalty that probably never would have happened otherwise. It really makes you wonder, are the biggest successes in life the ones we plan for? Or are they the unexpected treasures we find in moments of absolute failure?